Hey man, say man. Welcome to the Stuck in the Middle podcast where it's up and it's stuck every week. Every week. Make sure before we do anything else, we're hitting the +1 on all the plats. You know the vibes.
Hit it.
Hit the +1 on all the plats. Ding, 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 ding. Every week I'm going to make sure to say that. There's going to be some weeks where we need a little bit more love and some other places than others, and I'll make sure to let you know that too. This week, what's my boy say on Instagram? Trash. We trash on YouTube. I need that sub button punched. I'm talking about double punch right now. And then make sure you send that out. Hey, yo, double punch is crazy. Crazy. So welcome to the Stuck in the Middle podcast, rather. I mean, we're a weekly pod. We do a lot. We talk about ways to really burst the bubble, ways to get out. What is stuck in the middle anyway? It's between two opposing ideas, two opposing objects, and that's life, right? I mean, we could talk about that in a lot of spaces: sports, finances, love, relationships, health.
Sandwiches, the meat stuck in the middle.
Sandwiches for the win.
Understand me?
For sure.
Whatever you're looking at in life right now, we come from a place where we just experienced a lot, and we feel like we're at the edge of that bubble. We're about to burst, and we already know that, yo, chill out.
TV timeout.
Burst the bubble is crazy. Pause. Chill.
Super pause.
Either way, we know that we can't grow unless the rest of y'all grow with us. So this show is really a benefit to you. The more you pour into us, the better we become. The more we help you guys get stuck out the middle just like we did.
Bar.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
Make sure you lock in. +1 all the plats once again. But every week I got to make sure to introduce my family.
Come on, baby.
I keep them with me. Jay Work.
What up? It's your boy Jay Work.
Yes, sir, Jay Work. We got a nickname for my boy. We're going to call him Higher Ed Fred. Higher Ed Fred. That's my boy Jay Work. Jay Work. Been my brother since the first day, quite literally. Quite literally. I remember the day he was born.
Get that mushy stuff out.
B Wood Cooks. Viral sensation.
We locked in.
Yes, sir.
Ain't no
Appreciate you for
up.
joining.
You know what I mean?
And
Hey,
then
for the win. Before we even finish, for the win.
For the win. For the win. And then, of course, we got the resident unicorn himself, Corey's Corner.
You know who it is, bro. Everybody know who it is. If you don't know who it is, it's Corey's Corners on all platforms. You see me on PlayStation, it's Corey's Corner. You see me on the street, it's Corey's Corner. When I make my first $1 million deal,
It's Corey's
Corner.
Yeah.
Hey, how do you know it's
Okay,
Corey's Corner in public? Follow the pixie dust.
Exactly.
He's a unicorn. Unicorn. Follow pixie dust.
Nah, bro. Corey's Corner, y'all know. So hit it up. Love sports. Love everything. Love
Hey,
content.
listen, man. We're a pop culture pod. We want to make sure that everybody's engaged. Everybody stay tuned. We're going to talk about a ton of topics. We're going to try to make sure it stays segmented. But again, if this is about you guys and you guys' involvement, the very first thing I want to do is make sure to involve you. So the first segment we always do is see about people's Stucky situations. Jay Work, I know that inbox was blown up this week, my boy.
I don't even understand how it's already live.
It's live.
How
You know
many
what it is, because we
submissions we got, man.
We
And
live.
it's
Live.
just episode 1. It's just episode 1. So let me go ahead and get it started and get the Stucky situation going. All right. So here's the story. Hey, Stuckies.
Stucky.
Hey.
So this goes, I'm in a bit of a pickle, and I need your honest opinions on whether I'm being the asshole here. Throwaway account for obvious reasons. All right. So I, 29 female, have been in a relationship with my boyfriend. Let's call him John, 32 male, for about 5 years now. At first, everything was amazing. We had this intense connection, shared interest, and genuinely, I believed he was the one.
The one.
one.
Face ass.
All right, fast forward to now.
Yikes.
And I find myself feeling stuck and uncertain about our future together. Here's the thing. John is a great guy. He's kind, caring, and supportive. He's good to me, my friends, and my family. But lately, our relationship has been stagnant. And I'm not sure if I'm wrong for feeling this kind of way. Our once thriving conversations have become routine and unexciting. We barely have anything in common anymore. Our hobbies and interests have diverged so much that it's hard to find common ground. I've tried to initiate new activities or discussions, but it often feels like I'm pushing a boulder uphill.
That's too descriptive. Why
Bruh.
she ain't had to say that? But
I
go
know,
ahead.
right? Boy. Additionally, Additionally, our sex life has taken a nosedive.
Wow, John.
Immediately.
John, come on.
John.
Come on, John.
John,
Wait,
come
wait,
on.
wait,
No,
wait,
no,
wait,
no,
wait,
yeah,
wait.
let's finish. Let's
Why
finish.
Okay, I'm just
It
saying.
could not
She
be
said sex
John.
life is John. Come on.
No, it could not be
John,
John.
she immediately put you out there, John. Come on,
It
dude.
could be way more
Dude.
than that. Let's hear it.
Okay,
Go ahead,
dude,
bro.
come
We
on,
gotta
John.
get it. All right.
Yeah.
So additionally, our sex life has taken a nosedive. We used to be incredibly passionate and intimate, but now it's rare and feels more like a chore. I've tried to communicate my needs and desires, but he either brushes it off or takes it as a personal attack.
Sound like me.
Wow.
Hey, I can't help but think about what life would be like outside of this relationship. I'm yearning for excitement and passion, something that seems to be missing with John. However, I also feel guilty because he's genuinely a good person, and I know breaking up with him would devastate him. So, Stuckitos,
Man.
how do I get unstuck in this stagnant relationship when I'm craving something more? And am I wrong for feeling this way?
My. What a loaded question to start the
Hey,
episode.
I think it is loaded, but I think that I should take the final response on this since I'm the only single one in this group.
Not only that, this is your
So I
segment.
get like a different,
this is your segment.
I get like a different outtakes. But
Yeah.
I do want to hear y'all's side.
Wait. Did she say how long she been in a relationship with him?
She said
5 years.
5 years.
That's a long time.
Also, did she say she had kids? This is important.
No.
Okay.
We didn't
No,
say
it
anything
says
about no kids.
boyfriend, so they're not married,
Oh,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Summarize this.
No,
John
no,
wasn't putting it down. Now she's
no.
Nah, it's more than that.
Yeah,
It's
come
more
on.
than
That's
that.
basically what it sounds like.
Whoa.
Man,
Even
come
though
on,
we
come
don't have
on.
a
More
lot of
than that.
details, there's
Yeah,
still
I
a lot
mean,
more than he ain't
For all
throwing
of
it
these
down.
paragraphs that's in there, we still have a lot more
Okay.
questions. We have
I
a
don't
lot
want to be
more
too hard on her.
questions. But what you think, bro? What you think? This is a hard one for me.
Just get in.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you jump it off.
Okay, how do you get unstuck from the stagnant relationship when I'm craving something more? Here's what I would say, just from my own perspective of being married to the love of my life. And I try not to be sappy, but I am sappy. This is what Corey's Corner is. Listen,
That's right.
I tell people all the time who talk to me about relationship advice in general, particularly if we're just talking about the heterosexual typical relationship that is shown in our culture, right? Which is like a man and a woman. And the gender roles that come along with that.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh, you have to throw that out the window, number one. Number two, if you want something to not be stagnant, you have to put something into it.
Yeah.
And also, you think that the sex life is taking a nosedive. Number one, have you talked to your man? That's number one. Number two, have you tried to spice it up?
Oh, please. No. There's a word they're using.
Responsibility.
Accountability.
Accountability,
Watch out.
not
Watch out.
responsibility. Accountability. Have you tried? What have you done? That's not to say, even if it's John, it's always what have you done? Before you get into this person's whatever this, my life sucks, our relationship sucks because he won't do this or she won't do that. The first question you should ask yourself is, what have I done to change my situation? And if you feel like you've done some things, then bring it to your partner and say, this is what I feel like I've done. Because your partner may say to you, that's not what I see at all.
Yeah.
You might be feeling one way and I feel a different way.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that
saying? Matter of
happens.
fact, when you do this, it make me not want to do that.
That's right.
So you could be the cause of your own demise. If you really feeling like this one could be the one, there's also sacrifice that's involved. You feel me?
I agree.
5 years is a long time.
Yeah, that's what I want to touch on. Whenever
Yeah,
you're
5
ready.
years is a long time. Me and Katie been married for 3. And I tell her all the time I feel like 10, but in a good way, like I don't know life without her. And every single year, you just got to reinvent yourself. That's what I say. Every year, focus on one other thing to reinvent yourself, reinvent your relationship, step outside of your comfort zone. This year for me, it's been saying yes. I'm a homebody. People know that. So if she want to go do something, my first answer typically is yes. Unless it really is something I don't fuck with.
At which
Then
point,
I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
I'm
just
still
say
saying
yes. You know what I'm saying?
yes. No,
Step out on the edge, bro. Like, you gotta, that's tough. We can get a little bit more into it, but what you got? You talking about your 5-year perspective.
no, there's a lot to unpack here. I don't know how much time we got. Yes, I do. I know exactly how much time we got, and it's not enough. But there's a whole lot to unpack here. For starters, the 5 years thing. You know, I'm a little old school. Now, before I'm gonna give a quick disclaimer. Me and my wife dated for about 2.5 years before I pulled the plug and said, let's make it happen. So, disclaimer. Before I say what I'm about to say, I wasn't somebody that quickly jumped into my marriage, right? As I should, the way I'm about to speak, and that is, you know, so men are extremely decisive beings, whenever we know that we have that thing.
100%.
Yeah, when we have that thing and it's ours and we own it, it's owned immediately. It's not something we have to do a lot of deciphering.
No.
We don't have to really pick up the pieces mentally and say, oh, let me put this together. When I put my thumb on it, it's my thumb's on it.
Facts. If he dragging
right.
his feet, he don't want it.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm gonna be careful here.
Yeah, if
'Cause
he
I'm
dragging
not,
his feet, he don't
I'm
want
be careful. I don't want to say you don't want it. I'm saying there's clearly a divide.
If he dragging his feet, he ain't gonna commit.
That's right. That's
he
right.
He may still want it.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
right.
there you
Now
go.
there's a huge divide here, huge red flag, and so I'm married as well. I've been married now for quite a while. Me and my wife have 2 kids together. Living together for a long time, learning a lot about each other. This also reads like somebody who's not married. So one of the questions that you said was, I don't know what's next. Marriage.
If that's what's in the cards for you,
No. Let's talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Let's really talk about it. So you're telling me that you guys, you're literally saying I'm looking for a next step. That's what you're saying in the
For sure.
Yeah, she's saying I want a next step.
For sure.
Not necessarily like I don't know what. No, I want a next step and I'm looking for the next step.
Right.
If you're, what else is there? First comes love.
baby.
Then comes what?
A baby. These days,
but
first
like-
come a
Yeah,
baby,
but
then
it's
come
it, the-
marriage, then come love.
Okay, the opposite way, but you get my point. If you want to excite, to Corey's point, we talk about getting unstuck in this podcast. That's what this
That's
is
true.
about.
Yeah.
If we're talking about getting unstuck, the key word there is get. That means you got to get it. That means you have to actively do things. And for you to say, hey, I want to make this change in my relationship and I want to go to the next level and can't define the next level, that's already a red flag, already a problem. When the man's telling you kind of in 5 years what you are to him. like,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing, but I
Yeah.
feel like there's still a lot of information we don't have. For example,
That's why I said a lot of
she
questions to
said-
be asked.
She said that he's the one.
That's right.
To her. But have you even approached that conversation with
with him.
No, we have because it's been 5 years and he hasn't pulled the plug.
Right,
yet.
but I'm saying, but
absolutely
only
not.
information
That-
we
you
have.
cannot make that inference from that.
The only
story.
information we have
Yeah.
is that she's saying, I believe that he's the one, which is not atypical for these type of relationships where a woman may stay with a man because she believes he the one, but the man really don't feel the same way, but they not communicating that.
That's right.
Period.
She over here telling us, but she may not be telling him.
Oh, and they're hard conversations.
Yeah, they very,
They're very
tough
tough
conversations.
conversations.
Because
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes the
yeah.
conversation leads to, if we not
breakup?
going there, then it's over.
Yeah.
No,
The
you have to
conversation is
understand-
break up and
hey.
everybody's scared.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, we're gonna hear this a lot on the podcast, but I have a saying. It goes, "Hey, you can't change the territory.
Yeah.
The territory is the territory because it has boundaries and lines that are there, defined, well before you step foot in them. If you want to change the territory, it's simple. You must just move.
Change the game.
You must leave and go somewhere else to a different territory. But you can't move in there and say, "Oh, I want to, date for 5 years and figure out if it works." No.
In Corey's Corners language, sport language, don't
Yeah.
try to run bases on the football field.
There you go.
Hey.
Come on now.
know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
what's B-Wood
We ain't
Cook
heard B
language?
Wood yet. Yeah, B Wood
B-Wood
over there,
language.
You know,
solid
what?
assassin.
Hey.
I purposely stayed silent in this because I'm really a black and white guy. At the end of the day, if you're not married, leave. You don't have kids. You don't have
That's
no
real, though.
attachment.
That's
No,
real.
seriously,
That's
like,
real.
you have no attachment. If you are like all this, she said that she was happy in the beginning. So you're not happy no more. Leave. It's not. You had 5 years. You had 5 years. So we'll just say 2 to 3 years you were happy. The last 2 years you're not. So leave. You're not married. You have no attachment, no kids. Bye. It ain't nothing else to talk about. Stucky, come on.
But
Stucky, you
it's
know what it
dangerous.
is. There's
That
nothing else to talk
that
about.
road is dangerous because then you start involving other people in your happiness, and it
The
can get tricky.
logic, and this is kind of come down to us before being men.
Yeah,
The
that's right.
logic is very simple.
Yeah.
I said that 1,000 times, bro.
Yeah.
You not in the, well, get up out of there.
Yeah, what are we talking about? No kids, no.
Now,
you're out of crazy.
Degree Me recognizes the what did Brian say? How you do his hands?
For the win hands.
For the win.
Look, I recognize how things work in human behavior.
That's right.
It ain't easy to just leave. You have dumped your heart, soul, passion, especially for people who feel like
That's facts.
who feel like I'm a fixer.
Or if they
Right?
don't want to feel like they're a failure.
Exactly. So Sarah, is it Sarah? Is that her name?
John's
She
girl.
just- she
Oh,
John's girl.
Okay, yeah.
John's girl.
John's girl.
We'll call her
John's
Jane. Hey, her
girl.
name's
We can call her
Jane.
Sarah. Sarah, your name is Sarah.
Jane,
Yeah,
20
Sarah.
John's girl.
I'm gonna use Sarah. Sarah may be a fixer and is recognizing that she can't fix it.
Right.
But for those, I'm a fixer too. it's tough to get out of relationships because at the end it's a failure if I can't
If you
feel
can't
like I fix you.
Right.
So that getting out part, it is that simple. So I don't want to just like, I don't want to.
Yeah, and to me, that's a human part too. If it's simple, then it's a human part. The
Right.
human
Yeah, that's
part
right.
is leave.
Leave.
Like there's so many, like you can prove both sides. That's why I say I'm a black and white
Right.
guy. You just gotta, I mean, sometimes like people don't understand the human part is taking that risk. That risk is
That's true.
not being comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She has to not be comfortable to be with this guy, but there's people out there that live off not being comfortable.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So again, it's just, to me, it's black or white. It just depends like who you want to be at that moment. Like, do you want to keep dealing with this person that can't say, let's just be real, from what we read that whole thing, all I heard was he ain't pleasing you. I know that's kind of ignorant, but seriously, like she said all this, like, oh, our hobbies and interests haven't diverged so much that it's hard to find common ground. Okay, well, I mean, they said through thick and thin, but that's marriage. She's single. She's not with him.
Yeah,
but
that's
when
right.
you get married, it says through thick and thin. So that
even
all
through
that
that.
is supposed to be that.
That's
Right.
right.
You know what I mean?
100%.
He's
So,
really
yeah,
showing you.
100%.
He's really showing you what the marriage
What's
is
it gonna
supposed to
look
look
like.
like.
100%.
Anyway.
Right.
You know
Now,
what I mean?
she
Yeah.
already on the way out anyway. Let me tell you why. This is something I just
Yeah,
thought.
because she wrote this
Point it
message.
out.
Well, she-
Get the tea.
She hit the Stuckies.
We need
Now,
to
here
get
we go.
there.
Here we
Real
go.
talk. Put the tea.
You really got to look into the words.
Give him a
Yes,
hand.
She wrote, I genuinely believed
Believe with a D.
that he was the
I
one.
saw that too.
That's it.
Not believe
That's
that
right.
he is the one.
And then quotations.
that he was the one.
Yeah, break it down, bro.
Facts, bro. Like, hey, Sara, John's girl, whoever you are, you're 29. Your best years are still ahead of you. Trust me.
Please God, do it now. Whatever you're doing.
Just get up out of there.
And what
whatever.
about that saying, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be?
It's meant to
yeah,
be.
Like, let that play out.
But let that play out could, and this is, I'm not being devil's advocate because
Yeah, facts.
devil don't
No,
need a
you're
lawyer,
good. No,
but
no.
let that play out could also mean let it play out to figure out if they like
If
if
they
they're
the one or not.
But-
so here's what I
say
say.
make that
yeah, that's a
chill.
good call.
Here's what I
That's a good
say
call.
on my outside looking in, bro. My entire life, not my entire life, but for a very long time, I've been single, right? But I, for whatever reason, have always been the person who people come to for their relationship for advice, for people advice, whatever that is.
You been Hitch? Alex Hitchens?
Bro, I've been in 13 weddings.
Are you
And
allergic?
most of those weddings, I put those people together, or at least helped in that friendship some way, shape, or form. So here's what I say to that. At the end of the day, you talked about it really good about you have to understand what communication is, right? If you can't have that conversation, then this post is nothing. In my opinion, like if you're not willing to actually sit down and talk to this man about it, and you did say like I communicated or whatever, but also I don't get that vibe that you sat down and told him, hey John, if you don't get your shit together, I'm out this bitch. You didn't say that, right? Like you just said, you're not hitting it right, or what, whatever that is.
You see?
You know,
See?
but
He ain't hitting it right.
you're being a little bit in
Stucky.
situations like this where you love someone and you find that they are the one. Then you're gonna have to have those hard conversations, bro. Like I'm sorry, sit down somewhere. And if there's plenty of times where I had to be in the middle of some of my friends' conversations and be like, y'all got to get y'all shit together.
Seriously.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it means that you need a mediator, that's not a
Or
therapist.
it could be in the way that she is communicating. So there's two other things here, at least from my perspective, that like I would do. She said, I've tried to initiate new activities and discussions, and it often feels like I'm pushing the boulder up the hill. Number one is quelling your expectations.
Yeah.
Oh my.
If I don't like to go hiking,
Wow.
when you want to introduce hiking to me, of course it may feel like you're pushing the boulder uphill. No pun intended. I don't like that.
That's
I
right.
don't even know. Maybe I do like it, but that's not really my jam. So you have to expect that, like, I'm not going to be gung-ho happy about whatever, but I will do it because I love you. And in the end, I might figure out, hey, I actually enjoy going hiking, right? That's number one. So change your expectations so that you're not going in like, oh, I'm so excited about this one thing. I want to get him to try to do this new thing too. And then he's like, people are a little weary about change. And then two is she said, I've tried to communicate my needs and my desires, but he either brushes it off or he takes it as a personal attack. What I've learned in just talking to couples, I wanted to do marriage family counseling. That's why I got I didn't get my degree as a marriage family counselor, but I got my degree in counseling. Is that what you think is communication is you just talking.
No way.
Communication is about understanding.
That's right.
Period.
So if I'm not understanding, you're not effectively communicating.
My mind.
You may be talking, I'm not understanding what you're saying.
You're not coming to my language.
No, right? Like I speak one language, you speak another language, and then you get frustrated. Like as you said, he takes it as a personal attack. Yeah, because you may say something like,
you didn't come to him.
especially when people say use I statements, they love to say something like this. I hate when you. That's not you've just ruined the.
You
I
ruined
statement.
it back to
right?
yeah.
You just talk about like, hey, I feel sad that this happened. I feel sad that we were talking about this and I felt like we weren't really connected in that moment.
There you go.
That's a different way to communicate than saying, this is what you do. Of course, I'm going to take it as a personal attack if you say it like that. If you bundle it in, I hate that you do this, or I feel whenever you do this is how I feel.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that there's not a place for those conversations, because you still have to have them. Yeah. Like, I need you also to know that it was you that when you did this will piss me off.
Yeah.
Right?
So here I'll tailor my things to this. There's three highlighted points I want to say. One, we didn't really even bring up the biblical piece. We know that's a whole nother conversation for me, which is alignment is important, right? When things aren't going a certain way, I know some of us have different belief systems. I always say, start at the core. Don't ever start. The tone of this conversation is not. So I'm on a healing journey right now, right? I'm in therapy. Shout out to Dr. Harris, by the way. One Line Messiah. If you guys ever heard about Dr. Harris in the DFW area.
Better than Shannon Sharp, One Line?
One Line Messiah. There's no one better than Dr. Harris at dropping the one line, and I can promise you that. Here goes one of them. To Corey's point. If you're going to bring the elephant in the room to my attention, you must speak my language. In other words, I'm not going to bring the problem to you trying to speak my language to you when I'm already not understanding you. A quick example. We were in Puerto Rico, my bad. We were hungry. We wanted to eat. My mother speaks zero. Probably negative.
Oh my God,
I remember
bro.
She speaks negative Spanish, not even a little bit of Spanish.
This grieved me. Go ahead.
But because look how it translates into getting unstuck. Because that's what I ultimately want to help this person do, right? Let's get unstuck. Let's talk first about what are you bringing to the table in terms of what are your actions that you can control, and how can you go to John and speak his language to figure out how to make this work, versus telling me all the things that John is not, that I'm sure if I took the shoe off and put on another foot, John would have a lot to say about you. Okay? So here we are in Puerto Rico. My mom's trying to get something to eat. The places that she would like to choose from that are English speaking are not operable. So everywhere that she wants to choose food from speaks Spanish. Guess why? We're in Puerto Rico. Okay.
we went to Sizzlers?
Exactly. So we go to Sizzlers in Puerto Rico, not Sizzlers in Chicago. Okay? We're in Puerto Rico. They're speaking Spanish. We get there, there's a menu. The menu's in, guess what?
Spanish.
Espanol.
Yes.
So guess what? My mother can't read it. What does she proceed to do? She starts saying her order to the person taking the order out loud in English. The person across from her obviously looks stunned. I don't know what this woman's saying, ma'am. In Spanish, she's saying, I don't know what you're saying. My mother says, oh, I get it. You can't hear me. Let me speak louder. So she inflects. I would like a burger with bacon, lettuce, and she's just going and going. The lady doesn't know anything. One more time, she gets up higher, inflects even higher, screams. What does it do? Frustrates the living you-know-what out of us. We go back. We don't even eat that night, I don't think.
No, I didn't. Y'all stayed. I left. I walked back to the
that.
hotel.
I remember
and it
that.
wasn't even because of that, because that was already peeving me.
Yeah.
But I had already foresaw the future in that situation.
That's right.
So I didn't want to go to Sizzlers. I was
That's
like, bro,
right.
it's not. We might as well just order some pizza or something to figure out, because we're only there for that one night. Let's figure out something that actually makes a little bit more sense. Where we're
let's not try to make an
situation.
experience that you didn't consider
Exactly,
anyway.
that you didn't
Right.
consider. So then that happened, and I had my headphones on, and she made a little slick comment. So I'm like, I'm out of here. I walked back to the hotel, bro. And I think she brought me combos back to the room. It was like, here, you can eat these combos as a peace offering, which we'll get into Black mothers later.
That's a whole episode.
That's a whole other episode. But that's not to say, I love my mom. But at the same time, this is what it is. You speak in a whole different language, and you didn't even come prepared for that. So
so imagine my mom, and again, imagine my frustration with having the conversation with her, letting her know, listen, we're in Puerto Rico. Tone it down. You're the one that's in the wrong here. If you don't know Spanish,
that's your fault.
That's your fault.
Yeah.
We're sitting in a Spanish-speaking country. Or excuse me, not country. We're in America, but at the same token, Spanish-speaking island, essentially.
Yeah.
All they speak is Spanish. And all you can consider is how they don't speak English. And then at the end of this, a little upset about that, right? So this translates to Sara here. And again, I don't know if that's your name. Sara,
we
29.
using Sara, so
Yeah,
shout out
Sara
to
29. Holla at you. You know what I'm saying? You unstuck right here. You ready to get unstuck? Don't discuss the elephant in the room to me if you're not willing to speak my language. Learn my language before you bring the elephant in the room to me. If you're not willing to have that conversation, then this right here, all this stuff you just said to me was a wash. Go back to the drawing board or walk away.
So Matt saying effectively communicate, Brian saying leave.
Now I'm saying learn how to take L's. If you really love, no, seriously, the
Seriously,
first
Stucky.
letter in love is L. They just learn how to take L's. I mean, sometimes
Stucky.
people can't communicate. What if he's embarrassed? Like, what if he can't please you the way you want to be pleased?
That's true.
Like seriously, like sometimes people can't have that conversation, or what if a whole bunch of different things. So
That's
again,
real.
you just got to learn how to take L's. Some conversation you just got to let it go.
By the way, link in bio for those who are looking to send in your Stucky situations. We are getting a lot of those, a lot of engagement already. Before the show even started, we really appreciate you guys. So if you guys have Stucky scenarios, Stucky situations, I mean, Stucky anything,
Tell us your story.
tell us the story. Tell us how we got out of it.
For sure. And we'll try to help you out as best we can. For me, I'm always tell y'all, drink tea, be well, go to therapy.
Yes.
Now,
Okay.
Dr. Harris.
And reflect on yourself.
Mm.
That's me all day. What are you doing to get yourself out of your situation? Once you start doing that, you start to have a little bit more grace for everybody else, and maybe you start to appreciate John.
This whole letter looks different in 2 months. And matter of
That's
fact, we look forward to hearing back from you, Sarah.
Facts.
Yeah,
Yo, go
let's
ahead,
do it.
submit
Yeah,
the
resubmit in
follow-up.
2 months. We want to follow up in 2 months.
We're gonna update, you know.
Yeah,
And
see
I'm
if John
hoping-
putting it down.
I'm hoping it's good. I'm all
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
love.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I can still feel the
Hey,
love.
John, if you out there, hey, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag.
Be ready. And another thing, like you talk about submitting on that link, bro. Like you can be anonymous. You can tell us your name. If you put your name in there, we're gonna give you the shout out. It's up to you what you want to do. Tell us what you want. It don't matter. But we here to help. So, but you know, we can't all be stuck and staying
That's right.
stuck and stagnant. We can't do
That's
it,
right.
right? Somebody got to help us get out of it. So,
But we can't be stuck and stupid.
That's right.
We can be stuck and stupid.
Yeah, every week we're going to have a Stuck On series. Be Wood. What we stuck on this week? We stuck on stupid.
Oh yeah, we stuck in stupid. Hey, I think the dumbest, stupidest, stuckest thing of all times. No, right now is this Travis Kelce and this
My
Taylor Swift thing.
God, shoot me in the
It's-
face.
I just happened to watch their podcast. Like Travis Kelce, I'm really on Stephen A. side, but Travis Kelce, I mean, let's be real. There's nothing to say. Taylor Swift is an icon.
That's right.
You know, the only thing I don't agree with is the NFL upcharging on the tickets. That's just ridiculous.
crazy.
Like she's sitting in a suite and you're charging more money.
Stop it.
That's not the NFL.
Well, yeah, but no,
That's
the owners.
capitalism,
Yeah,
bro.
That's the owners.
No, it's not. That's like
It's the owners.
No, I'm telling you exactly what it is, bro.
Who is it?
So NFL tickets. Shout out to the Eagles because we going to the game.
That's right. Fly,
So
Eagle,
in the summertime,
fly.
they release the
Eagles,
schedule.
die.
Then they tell you, "Hey, this when we gonna release the tickets."
That's real.
If you don't buy a ticket that day,
That's right.
you're not getting one from the organization.
That's right.
You're
point.
getting the one from a
party.
reseller.
That's
Good
right.
point.
So it's people scalping, taking the opportunity. Oh,
Yeah.
the Chiefs game. Oh, they want to go see Taylor Swift. I'm gonna jack my prices up.
That's
Yeah,
real.
yeah, facts.
Now, and
facts.
I hate that. I be wishing that, like, just me personally, I get it. It's capitalist society. I gotta make your money. But if I had a platform, bro, it'd be I'm selling these tickets, and if you sell your ticket, I sell it back to me, and then I could change. You know what I'm saying? If I want to
Yeah.
get the price or whatever, you ain't making no more money off of my account. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I get it. Like, if you made your money, if the NFL said I need to make it here, and I sold all my tickets and I made it here, I don't care what it is. I understand that, but I feel you. This
I just
situation.
think it's stuck
talk
and
more about the
stupid.
situation.
I think
so
it's stuck and
stupid.
stupid.
Yeah.
But they, that's my first one, and then the second one for sure. I read this. I was like, come on, y'all teachers got to stop. But shout out to the teacher. I love teachers. So this teacher got in trouble or got fired. This is common. This is happening too much. Shout out to Sexy Red. But no, because we're about to go, you'll know why I'm there. Ski. But anyway, there's this teacher who's stuck in stupid. She got caught by a student on OnlyFans. Like, what is
Like at the school?
No. Like,
Yeah.
first of all,
Oh, you mean like her
let's not
page?
even talk about how the student. First of all, why he on OnlyFans? Like, where he get the money to even get the OnlyFans? OnlyFans costs money.
Stop it.
I
You
mean,
know
I need
good
a little
and
bit more
well.
What you
information.
mean? That boy
I
got
need
the
more
rubber.
information because A, is the student an adult?
Was she?
No.
Student 18.
High school. No. This was high school. The student was 16.
Was her content at the school?
No,
Okay, and
he was at the crib. If that
Oh, yeah,
matters.
that happens, though. That happens.
he
though.
was at the crib, so he was shooting with the teacher.
He went to OnlyFans at the crib and watched her
And
porn.
saw her stuff. Yeah.
So he
but
found
that
her
happens.
OnlyFans. She got
Now,
exposed.
and then he went back, play telephone. Hey, man, I
Man,
saw
there's-
such and such on OnlyFans. Bop.
And then- now
around.
everybody go.
Okay, here's
And the
what
principal
I
got
have
an
to say
account.
to this, bro. I partially agree on Stuck on Stupid. I partially agree,
Yeah.
and here's the only
I
reason why I
feel
say
two
that.
ways. Go ahead.
Because after 5 o'clock,
Yeah.
fuck that shit. You don't have the opportunity to judge me after 5 o'clock.
Whoa,
I'm
whoa,
on the
whoa.
clock. I'm on the clock, right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
on the clock.
Yeah.
If I'm doing my job the way I'm supposed to do my job,
Yeah.
right? I have not been written up. I have no complaints, anything like that, right? I'm not doing anything wrong with the students outside of, after school, anything like that.
Facts.
Then the fact that she has an OnlyFans should not play
This
a
is
role.
a whole topic.
Should not play a role. But I understand that there are other things.
I agree.
To an extent.
Okay,
Because you got to let a lot of stuff pass. if
Me
that's the case.
personally, that's how I feel deep down, right? Because I hate, because then it's like, where does the ball stop?
There you go.
But I also recognize that companies have more morality clauses. Do I agree with all of them all the time? Probably not.
Yeah, but you wrote your name on the paper.
But you wrote your name on a paper that said that you have to act a certain way, you have to have certain morals, and they may view it as immoral. So I'm on both sides.
So make that
just make sure.
clause
Yeah,
more
just make sure the
explicit
immoral
then.
clause has a definition that can be utilized.
Define it, because what
For
I
sure.
do, what I do, that stuff ain't gonna work.
Hold
if you don't have
on,
that
real quick.
definition,
Hold on,
then-
real quick. But we just get all convoluted because we call it OnlyFans. This is not a phenomenon.
No, without a doubt.
Yeah, I remember being in college and knowing, a professor.
Shut a back page.
No, I mean this is old. This is a long time ago. I mean this is before Backpage.
Zanga.
No,
Hmm.
she was a
Black
dancer.
Planet.
She was a
Black
dancer.
Planet.
What was it?
No, she
we
was a
want to know
dancer.
what was the thing.
Oh, she was a dancer.
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
what I'm saying. Like we've had this scenario 1,000 times over, just in different areas. And don't get me started
It's
on the
2023 though.
yeah, but don't get me started on the kid
Easy.
stuff. Like I remember going to gas stations and seeing that black cover over the magazines. It's been since then.
Yep.
This is no different. What it is it's now out there in the open and can
And
be
very
impacting
accessible.
to
What it
people's
is
brands.
she making
Yeah.
too much money. She making money on the side. And the
Yeah.
teachers union, they don't like that. Is there
But
a
there's
teachers
people. Man, I read an article about this a couple years ago. There's big names out there now that were teachers before and had lost their job and now are OnlyFans.
Millionaires.
Yeah, because of this. So I mean,
But
I don't
also-
agree with it morally, but at the same token, I mean, some people have to be able to be.
That's
able
why we
to do
need
what they wanna
unions,
do.
though.
Yeah,
That's right.
but even
'Cause-
then, sorry to interrupt, because I do.
No, go
I
ahead.
want you to finish that, but I want to add the opposite spectrum of that. Like someone who is an adult and started out in the industry, right? Started out in porn, and then later on they retire and they want to do something else, but they're judged
For
their
doing what they
morals
was
from
doing.
years
Yeah,
ago. But they're
but-
all
yeah,
certified.
that's-
To me, that's why this
Yeah.
moral clause or whatever has to have those explicit definitions.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you ruin the opportunities of yourself getting a professional that could be
But
one of the
but
greatest you ever
remember
had.
what I said at the beginning of this. Territories are what they are.
They are what they are. That's what I'm saying.
So you can say all that, and that sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
But in reality, if they want to put on a piece of paper that says, I don't want to define it, I'm going to define it when I get to a courtroom.
Right.
And this is what I define it to be today. If you don't
Gives them
own
the
that
leeway.
product, it is what it is.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
giving Texas.
But I would, for sure. But I still do. How I feel is not the same as what I agree with.
No, truth.
If that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, truth. and
I feel the
feelings.
same way. I can remember, this is my own personal situation. I worked at a college. I asked them permission to shoot a music video. I wanted all the permits. I needed all the rules. I went up the chain to make sure that I was doing this the right way. It was a very uplifting songs about me falling in love with somebody. If you did not go to this college, you would have never known that I shot a scene, not all of them. I shot a scene in a classroom, which I had permission to do. And it was like, first they were like, oh, this song's really cool. We love the video. And then they reamed me for it. They wanted to do a big meeting and bring in the vice president and talk about this and let's break down your lyrics and everything else. And my response to them was, how would it be any different if I wrote a fictional book? I didn't curse in a song. I knew nothing. You got people out here writing blogs, writing books.
Going crazy.
Y'all not bringing them up on what y'all bringing me up on.
No.
So that's where I feel. I'm like, yo, the thing I hate about the life that we live is that we can't be ourselves 24/7, or people believe that we can't do multiple things at a high level.
That's right.
I can be a
Bruh.
consummate professional as a plumber and the best rapper to ever hit a stage.
Yeah, it can happen.
You know what I'm saying? I could be a principal at an elementary school and a wonderful creative on the side. I could serve lunches to kids and hit the strip club at night. And it doesn't make me a terrible person because we compartmentalize everything.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I can
gotta
I can work
add
at
being
Home
a teacher.
Depot and build fans only, and then
That's
do
what I'm
an
about to say.
OnlyFans.
You got to add being a teacher and doing porn too.
Yeah.
I mean,
You could, and the thing
hey,
is,
that's a power. Porn is a power.
OnlyFans, especially when it's explicit content,
Yeah,
you supposed to be 18 plus, right?
yeah,
So whose fault is it the kids seeing it?
100% parents.
Yep.
Also,
Or the
and
platform.
OnlyFans, yeah,
And the
and
platform.
I just want to know how much money she made. I couldn't find it. I just want to see how many. Because seriously, if it was for no money, I would get her too. But I guess I changed my mind. I like y'all's little point. My last one. This is my last one. The last one is this. You got to help me on this one, Course Corner. The Sergio Brown deal. Like, I don't know what he did. I just heard about his mom. I guess she passed away.
Now,
Yeah, just please
oh my
update me.
gosh. All right.
Yeah,
I just think the stuck and stupid part is this. I don't think it's stuck and stupid. I just think it gets to a point in time in life when you know stuff has hit the fan. Well, we can cuss. Shit hit the fan. You know that. So you got to lay low, just a teeny tiny bit. Travis Scott had the deals a little bit. Well, death. Travis Scott had the deal. He took a little time away. Sergio Brown, you got to come on, man. You hot out there, bro. You on the island dancing. I mean, eating hors d'oeuvres, queso everywhere, fish everywhere,
What do you say? What do you say? Fajitas everywhere, queso everywhere.
Come on, man. But
Guacamole
Course Corner,
going
please tell us
guac
about
plates.
Sergio Brown. Was Sergio Brown even good? What team he play for? What team?
First off, I don't even remember Sergio Brown.
Thank
being in
you.
the
He
league.
was a bum.
But it doesn't. No, I'm not gonna say he's not a bum. Just
Okay,
'cause I don't
okay.
remember him.
Okay, bet.
My point is that he was a retired NFL player. His mother died, and mind you, they were like I think they either lived together or they lived pretty close. This is just me going off my head.
Yeah.
And the details about surrounding her death are a little
shaky.
very shaky.
Okay.
We talking first 48
It's
forensic
giving,
files.
really?
it's giving the son
right.
did it.
That's what, exactly. That's what people are speculating. Now he didn't left to Mexico. He doing his thing. You know,
After his death.
they looking for him.
Oh.
They're trying to find him, and
This
he's
is-
just out here doing his thing. But here's what I will say, and this is not saying that he has CTE
Yeah.
or any. Well, mental health issues are for real, for real.
Big.
Absolutely.
Particularly if you played a sport in which you may have CTE, which is chronic traumatic encephalitis.
Ooh.
So if you, I swear, I'll be like,
Big
if I die
term,
early,
big
I tell
term,
people this
big
all the
term.
time. If I die early and I was acting a little reckless before, they can take my keep my brain and they can take my body because I got CTE. I had about 4, 5, 6 concussions. So yeah, it was crazy.
Damn.
Right, #football. So and that's another topic we talk about. But
Claudia,
for
don't listen.
him, what I would say is, people, even when we talk about Chandler Jones, they're gonna get Sergio. He gonna slip up at some point.
Yep.
There's obviously some sort of mental something going on. And I say this all the time, and this is me as a person who's got degrees in mental health, who's a mental health advocate. It's not an excuse, fam. Okay, unless they literally find this person to be insane. But he won't get caught up because he's being very reckless. And if you
He's out here.
if you look at the track record and stuff for those who have CTE, it's tracking
He fits some
for
up.
him. It's tracking. But also it means he don't have much time left, bro.
Mm.
Yeah,
Like
he
once
out
you
here.
make it to them stages, it go fast. Old buddy, Aaron Hernandez, he was in like late stages and he was only in his 30s.
Wow.
So we talking about your brain, and the way that it affects your brain is in stuff like aggression. You know what I'm saying? Like behavioral issues.
Yeah.
So
Things you
the
can't
person
really-
you think you knew is not there. No, they're a whole different person. So I hope he honestly, if he did what people are saying that he did, he need to get caught up. That ain't cool. And then I hope he gets the help that he gets. But we know how people, you know how they feel about that. You know how the NFL is about CTE.
Yeah.
You know how the government is about mental health. So
Yep.
Yeah, get Unstuck moment,
Yeah.
man. If you guys have any issues and you're looking for any kind of solution, look for it, man. Go get it. There's plenty out there.
Plenty.
plenty.
Should go to Course Corner.
Now,
Or no?
for sure,
Lock
for
in.
sure.
Okay,
I
yeah,
can
lock
in with
get
us.
you-
Reach out to us. We'll
I
help
can
you
Click
get
get
that
you
that.
link, baby.
For sure. I can get you to whatever resource you may need.
Get Unstuck.
Now, for those naysayers out there and stuff like that, as there will be, the programs could be better. The federal government could fund more.
100%.
And they
So
should
could they
fund
on
more.
everything else, though.
And I just don't be understanding. Just going on a little rant. I don't just don't be understanding. Most people who are without homes, I don't want to say they're homeless people, but are unhomed people, I'll put it like that. A lot of them have mental health issues or dealing with mental health issues. But we know how much money it costs for people to be unhomed. We know somewhat of the quote unquote pariah it is for those to be unhomed.
Yeah.
Why would you not put the money in the programs that would help these people out or get them off the streets?
Yeah,
You would make your community safer.
There's a P word there. Priority.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, we
100%.
got.
For
Well,
sure.
we got. You know, there's a lot
You
of.
give it to
there's
the
a lot of-
military.
Yeah.
You know,
They're not pushing
Nah,
people.
yeah. What are we pushing? P. Priority.
Doesn't make a lot of things don't make sense to me, but I don't run the government. So
But
shout out to Kevin McCarthy. I
Yeah,
mean,
a lot of stuff on stupid right there. Hey,
'Cause he ain't running
K-Mac
that
said I'm
either.
going out swinging, cuz.
Speaking of stuck and stupid,
Yeah,
that's what we
K-Mac.
need to talk about. Kevin McCarthy, dumbass.
Oh my God, man, he's been memeing. He's all over the
Kevin
place right now.
Hey, all the K's. Kevin McCarthy,
Kevin.
Keefe D with Tupac.
Oh,
Keith
yeah,
all the
yeah,
K.
he's an idiot.
Keith
Keith
Sweat.
Sweat.
Who
He
else? Name a K. Name a
Keith Lee
K.
just got a car today. Shout out to Keith,
Keith
Lee.
Lee
He's
just
a
crying
food
on
critic, food
Facebook.
critic. Shout out
Hey,
to
real
Keith
quick
Lee.
though, was Keith Lee yelling at his girl to say like stop recording me, or was he saying like stop
No.
playing?
He was just so overwhelmed that he got the car.
I know.
Shout out to his humbleness. He's a goat.
Yeah, he's
I watch
a
all
G.
his. Hey, he's a G.
Yeah,
he's
Keith
a
Lee.
But
G.
if you don't know
Tough.
Keith Lee, look him up. If
By
you
the
don't
way,
know him,
real
you're
quick,
fraud.
Keith Lee hack. If you order food online, type in that your name is Keith Lee. They'll try to send it to you for free and like cook it.
Is
really
this
good.
serious?
It's Keith Lee hack.
Do it right
I
now.
looked it up today.
But the problem is now
Everybody
that
start
everybody know
doing it,
that,
bro.
they're gonna stop.
I just
start
gave
doing
you the
that.
hack. It's gonna listen.
No,
Let's bust
that's
it
the
up.
problem. You should have kept it to yourself.
Yeah, Stucky.
That's the problem with
Stucky's dope.
Get us
Listen,
up.
That's
another
stuck
thing.
is stupid too.
Yeah, that
if
is
y'all
stuck is
have a
stupid.
hack, this in general,
Yeah.
because I be seeing this on TikTok all the time.
all the time, bro.
If you got a hack, especially the cool thing about a hack is that it's exclusivity. And I know we live in an inclusive world now,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but bro, it ain't supposed to be that way.
yeah.
When you
I
can
just
pull up
gave
to Disney
game.
and say the code words and get what you want to get, that was the thing. It was exclusivity. You go on TikTok and say something about it, it get 1 million likes. That means it got a couple million views. Now everybody gonna start doing it. And guess what Disney do? And we ain't doing it no more.
Yep.
The restaurants finna be like, oh, we ain't doing that no more. Like, come
Yeah.
on, son.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
but
get
they
it
hit
while
that
you
lick though.
can,
Yeah,
man.
hit that lick though.
Hey, I'm a here. Hey, I need the views.
Hey,
you
hit
feel
that
me?
lick. Hit that lick. Hey,
I need the views.
hey, I'm gonna
But,
be wood on this one. Hit that lick.
Hey, but Sergio Brown, you're stuck and stupid. That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
all I
you
got.
gotta-
SOS.
Just get your help, bro. I ain't gonna, get your help. I know it's tough. I'm literally advocacy and support every single day. And some people, it's really tough for them to get to where they need to get to, or it takes years, but for sure, get to that, bro.
Get stuck on mental health, please.
No, but we back on McCarthy punk ass. Listen,
Yeah, K Mac.
y'all don't know, Kevin McCarthy got ousted from his Speaker of the House for Republicans position, or he's the majority Speaker of the House. He got up out of there. His people, his own people, bro. Because you know the Democrats are gonna vote against him. They ain't like him anyway.
Well, no, remember he had a plot first.
I know he did, but here's the thing. So y'all remember he got elected. He had to take 15 votes for him to get into the Speaker,
100%.
which he should have known right then, bro. And I might need to get up out of here, bro.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I might need to get up out of here.
That's a lot.
Because the little people who were keeping him down, as soon as you get in, if we do 15 and you get in, we now own you.
That's right.
Because you know that we can make it go 15 more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We only just stopped just to let you know this is what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a power play by them.
Yeah.
And then you got in and you thought if you can use Donald Trump's name, Donald Trump gonna help you. And where was he at? He on his own
He's in
trial.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
in,
that's right.
he on
He
his
chilling.
own trial.
He might take your
He's in
position.
Georgia.
He on his own trial.
No. Trump's in Georgia.
But really, who's stupid is us. We stuck and stupid because look, we got political parties who ain't got majority leaders, and government finna shut down.
Yeah, it's all screwed up. Dude.
So it's all
yeah. This is what
not
happens
even-
when
That's a
we.
deep dive
But
for
see,
it.
this is another conversation for another episode because
100%.
we got to talk about policy and politics over emotion.
yeah,
Facts,
100%.
We got to stop being so emotional. Stop telling me, black folks been voting Democratic since the 30s, 40s, and
Yeah.
what I'm saying that's called insanity, right? That's the definition, right? So that's a whole nother conversation for another day, another episode for another day. We'll
sure.
dive into that.
for sure.
But yeah, that's a lot of stuck on stupid right there. I appreciate the SOS.
You know what I mean? Hey, click that link in that bio. If you don't, you're fraud.
Drop that link.
Every time we need more unstuck scenarios to give you guys, so you guys give us your stucky situations.
Get stuck with me.
So I mean, I don't know. What do y'all want to talk about?
Bro, just because it's the first episode, I mean, I feel like we should just talk a little bit about why we even wanted
Qualified to
start
talk
this.
about this stuff, right?
Yeah, what qualifies us? Why we wanted to start this? Like,
Yeah, I agree.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll
So-
jump it off. I mean, by the way, long introduction for me. I have gone on this whole time not saying who I am. I'm Matt. You can call me the corporate guy. I spend a lot of time bouncing around supporting myself, supporting corporations over the past 36 years, and learned a lot out there in this world.
Old.
Yeah, I'm a titan. I'm a titan. I don't care what you say. I don't care how old I am. Okay.
Okay.
We wasn't in nobody well, okay?
Married, like I said, 2 kids. Biracial marriage. You know, where I'm able to see 2 cultures every single day, and raise kids in 2 different cultures every single day. Adversity is an understatement. My life is an adverse topic every single day. So whatever successes I have day over day, I'm able to share that because I feel like that's what makes me qualified to talk about it. I'm in it.
Amen.
I live it.
Feel you on that one.
When we were talking about this stuff, there's a myriad of things I can go into, but that's why I'm qualified. I mean, I used to do music. I mean, I run my own businesses. I've been in several different industries, shared spaces with several different cultures and people inside of those cultures, like most of us did growing up. You know, thank God for Karen and Mickey for putting us in Sunset Oaks, right? Sunset Oaks was a melting pot.
That was almost the name of this podcast.
Yeah, that was a melting pot right there. We had white, black, Hispanic, Indian, purple, yellow.
We brought that though, which was crazy.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we
initially it
brought
wasn't that. It was
100%.
it was definitely a little bit washed.
Mom and Pops brought
Yeah,
that.
don't
They
ever
was
get
like-
it twisted. We
Yeah.
brought it.
Yeah, we brought
Yeah,
that.
Worthington
Yeah.
Gardens forever be known as the washed gardens, but you know, we put some
Beautiful
pepper in
place.
there for a minute. Yeah, we put some pepper in there for a minute.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm at. That's me.
So, all right, all of us grew up just like you have grown up, that we've hit situations where we struggle. And we each have our stories. And I'm sure if you've been following us on social media, you've seen Stucky stories, which those are a little bit funny stories, but at some point we'll probably get to some more real stories about our struggles and how we've gotten out of those struggles. I think that's probably what we can all say about ourselves, is that we find a way to finesse out of whatever we in. Like if we find ourselves in a cardboard box, we're going to get out that cardboard box. So my question to you was like, what was the first time you remember helping somebody through a struggle? If you remember that struggle, what was it? How'd you help? What were the outcomes? Yada, yada, yada. Is that a tough one?
Yeah, tough. I mean, but we can do a lot of things. We don't gotta go so serious either. It could be anything.
Yeah,
it
it'd
could
be nothing.
There's a lot of stories. There's a lot of stories.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of
Yeah, I
stories.
mean, like pick a era for me.
College. Mercer
Don't
days.
do that to
The
me,
Mercer
bro.
days,
The Mercer
bro.
story is gonna be.
I'll be trying to bring the Mercer
crazy.
stories out.
I know,
baby.
bro. But okay, let's
Give us a quick
do it.
Mercer story.
Let's give you one.
A quick one.
We'll just by the way, all names will be left out for the duration of the Mercer stories forever. All names will be left out. No incriminating at this point. Now this person will forever remain nameless, but he did. It's the other way around. It won't be about me getting somebody out. It was me trying to get somebody out of something. They taught me something, and we both kind of got out of it.
Oh, I
okay?
feel you. Go ahead.
So we were in this class. It was a class that was a 4-hour class. If you guys know anything about segments in college and how you're picking your courses, you're smart to pick the heavy hour classes because they give you more credits and you can get your degree quicker than to pick your elective 1-hour classes and just try to stuff your way through it. It's just going to take forever. So we found a 4-hour class that was pretty much like underwater basket weaving. It was so terribly easy. We decided to not show up to class like all semester long. And we were doing great because the quizzes were so simple. Well, we didn't realize, obviously, that they're about to compile all these quizzes to a final at the end of the year. It's 100 questions. And we've just been the whole time just kind of messing through the class. So here comes the final. And so I tell him, man, we need to study. So here I am. He's stressing out a little bit, and I'm over here overstressing and like, man, we need to take this seriously. Let's pull an all-nighter. We end up doing that. But the entire time I'm studying, I'm like, this is where it gets funny. I'm studying the whole time, and I mean stressing. My boy, you know what I'm saying, who will remain nameless, he's talking to a girl on the phone, hung up from that one, picked up the phone, talked to another one. You know what I'm saying? Made dinner, took a nap, woke up, and I'm just studying, so I couldn't figure it out. So I'm chastising him like, man, this is crazy. You're about to do terrible on this final. And he just keeps saying to me, relax. So I get so frustrated right before the final. I'm like, hey, man, how are you so chill, bro? How are you so chill? And he's like, just relax. We get to the final. He takes out a pen. He undoes the pen. Inside the pen is a white piece of paper that he rolled up and put inside the pen that has all the answers from the final.
Bro.
Hold on. I said, I can't trust that. And he says, relax. Because again, we're not sitting next to each other. I'm not a cheat. I've never been this person to cheat. Like I've just, now when it comes to stuff like that, I just can't do it. I'm so scared in those moments. Like I'm a mess up. I just know it, right? No. In those moments, I'm definitely messing up. Like in those moments, because I'm just too nervous in them moments because I didn't come up with the plan. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm a fumble. So he was like, relax. Now this is going to age me again. This boy had the Palm Pilot.
Yeah.
Not the Palm Pilot. Let me check my Palm Pilot.
Yeah, he uploaded the answers to his Palm Pilot, bro, on the SIM card, and then handed me the SIM card and the Palm Pilot. I was like, we good, bro. Just missed like 5 or 6 of them. Listen,
better than me. I'd have got 100.
No, bro. Listen, we had judicial at Mercer. They were savages and sharks. They'd kick you out quickly. So we were like, nah, bro. And by the way, and I'm gonna incriminate this person now because if you know him, you know him. He is the only person in the history of Mercer, I think, to beat the judicial system 3 times.
Bro, I was finna say, just as for those who are listening, if you did not know, colleges can and will revoke your degree.
That's right.
If you get on here talking about stories and you cheating.
Nah,
so
listen.
Allegedly.
Like I said, this is all alleged talk.
Everything's
no
alleged
names.
talk.
Hey, all I'm saying, they can still do investigations. I'm telling you, I know somebody right now who got on a podcast, started talking about how they cheated their way through college, and guess who don't have a degree no more?
Wow.
Them.
Well, luckily for us,
Them.
Look, luckily for us,
lost their job too because they didn't get a degree to get the job.
Luckily for us and them, we are not rats.
Hey,
everything is alleged on this show.
Hey, all I'm telling you right now is, when it come to me, I ain't never cheated.
Hey, look.
I ain't never.
And also,
cheated.
man, that's one thing. It wasn't like he got an entire degree off of it. Okay,
I'm just saying.
Regardless,
for the Sims out there,
yeah, don't come out here incriminating yourself. Period.
Don't incriminate yourself, cause all right, don't do like
idea,
KPD.
the idea was, hey, look, think outside the box a little bit. I mean, even if it was undercut in terms of the solution, the idea was he thought outside the box to get, instead of me, like here I am on one side of the solution, all I think about is what the box is. Oh, it's tomorrow, it's right now. I need to study this exact way. I need to hit the, and he's like, relax, I got a Palm Pilot. I don't know that in the back of my head. You know, maybe he uses the Palm Pilot to study better than me. I don't know. It's just I was so focused on this one way of thinking that I couldn't come out of being that way. And he stuck me a little bit, right? So, shout out to the alleged. We won't go deeper than that.
Can we put like a silhouette of the person?
No, bro. Listen.
No.
Hey, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Okay, I feel like I feel like we all got similar stories. You got something like that?
I mean, we got something like that. You know, I think I got too many to be 100% honest, bro. Especially with college and where I went to school. Where I went to school.
And they said first time, like, man, we're old.
I can't. Yeah, we
aren't we old?
We got
first
a lot
time,
of.
like,
we could
come
probably
on.
run. That can be a part of our Stucky stories. Just like think about this.
We can do that, or we just do one person do it every time.
Facts every
whatever.
time. Because I think this question is a this can be fire. Do you think, and because we're in the age of technology, right? And the kids right now, they kind of grew up in that age. We were from the age where we didn't have internet. We got internet.
Didn't have computers.
Yeah,
Right, didn't have. Well, we had computers,
We had
but they weren't
computers,
like
but
that.
it
You know what I'm
wasn't-
saying? Like we had a big computers where the
Yeah,
keyboard
the
was
brick
attached.
With the,
You remember those?
the
You know what I'm
brick?
saying?
Oh,
Floppy
yeah.
disk. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, in the age of technology, which provided the space for the development of less human interaction. That's important.
That's right.
Do you think that's been a major factor of
Huge.
struggles of today's societies?
Huge.
I'm gonna go with. I think it is a factor. I don't know if I would say it's a full major factor, but I would think that it's a factor. And here's the reason why.
Okay.
Because technology has developed itself to allow for humans to interact, and coming from an introvert, allow me to be
More you?
more me without requiring an extroverted nature. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So like I can still develop.
It created a
and-
space for introverts.
Yeah. Like it, and I mean, if you think about it, let's just say 50% of the world is extroverted, 50%. And I know that's not actual numbers.
Right,
to
but we'll
say-
go with it.
We'll go with those numbers,
Yeah.
right? Let's say that's what that is. Now 50% of the world has the opportunity to feel unique, but also not feel alone or feel separate from everyone else, right?
Right.
So like, I don't know. I feel like technology has done a good job of that, but also it has definitely created some outcomes that are
Yeah.
not contingent with societal norms, you know, and that could be with interactions, that could be with cheating, that could be with
That boy
sports,
pointed at me,
that
didn't
could
he?
be with
Hey, watch
Was
your
it
finger.
cheated pointing right at me, huh?
Watch your finger.
God dang, my boy.
Hey, remember, incrimination. Alleged.
I'm
It's
just
like he
saying,
set that
in
up,
rap
didn't he?
talking, but like, you know, I think technology has done its job, but also like, yeah, there's definitely been some factors.
No,
Negative
man, I
and
got
harmful.
kids. I got kids, and I'm telling you right now, it's doing damage.
Oh no,
Yeah,
there's studies.
Yeah, it's doing
That's
damage.
talk about
I
the
don't even
damage
think
that it's
that's
doing.
yeah.
No,
But you're
let me
also-
tell you, man. My wife and I, we talked. Claudia, if you're there listening, we talked about this the other day. We have these little powwows in our marriage, and we talk about like where can we show up differently. Like how are we showing up to our kids? How can we show up differently? How are we showing up to ourselves? How can we show up differently? I asked her this question. She said to me something that I didn't think about, but it wasn't because there's a gap where I'm not involved in this space. It's just the dynamic of everything. Like global warming is a heavy topic, obviously, but we just had the hottest summer of all time, quite literally, right? And when my kid comes home, it's 4:00 in the afternoon, right? Well, do you take your kid outside when it's 116 degrees and put him in to put him out there and play every single day when he's at his age?
Yeah.
Not his age. I know some kids that are out there right now that struggle in that heat, and they're big and they're 8, 9, 10 years old and they're struggling, right? Yeah. So, one of the things was, I want to see you more active with them. I do too. But society around us, for a lot of different reasons, is kind of forcing its hand on us not being the same way when we grew up. 100%. And that's just the weather. So imagine what technology is doing. I'm just talking about the sun. I can't imagine the damage technology is going to do to my kids, and I have to reverse. And then we focus on it too. So,
I mean, that's true. And the thing you have to think about when it comes to studies like this, because I see your point, Jeremy, which is the norm has been we have to be face-to-face talking to each other in those interactions, which can be uncomfortable for people. It's not uncomfortable for me, but I like to say I'm like 50-50 that I need my time to recharge so I can do that for other people. Mm-hmm. I like being in front of people, but that's not everybody. That's also not to say that the people who don't like being in front of people can't be very like top-notch in whatever profession that they're in, right? Whatever career that they're in or whatever.
I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I would say that's me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like you can do, which is also why I think work from home could be a great environment for people who may lack what we say are like the social norms in the social world. But here's what I've seen, as what Matt has been saying, is I know somebody who literally, if the restaurant does not have like a pickup option, they won't order from there, bro. Because they don't want to go inside to ask somebody to order.
That's cringe.
They food.
I don't think that's cringe. I fully understand that.
No, I get it. It's like, wow.
But here's what I'm saying.
tough.
While I can understand that,
is it healthy?
That's where I'm getting at, which is this.
Yeah.
At the very least, right? Technology is a privilege for us. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking about a world where, like, I don't know, I always say the lease is up, the aliens are coming back. They leased out Earth, they're coming back. So the lease is up, the aliens drop their EMP, and we'll have no more technology. Mm-hmm. How are you going to survive? How are you going to talk to other people?
Okay,
How are you going? So you need the skill, not to say you don't have the skill, but it's like, okay, here's an opportunity for me to sharpen it. And even let's just imagine going to Chipotle. You're talking about an interaction that's going to last for less than 4 minutes.
Max.
That's it. That's very small for you to say, here's an opportunity for me to just flex that skill. Because if you don't use it, you know you will lose it. You know 100%. That. You stay in a job for too long and then you go to a job interview, that first interview is trash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, damn, I haven't interviewed in a while. It's a different type of, the social norms around and everything else is trash.
You've been sitting at a chair for 2 years and you go out there and try to date somebody, you're going to be looking at the floor.
It's wild because things change. And the one thing that won't change ever is that we as human beings were made to be around other human beings.
That's right.
So I'm glad that technology has actually helped other people thrive because I 100% agree with you. There are people out there who thrive in the environment that we have now because the environment that they were born into was never made for them.
That's right.
But on the other hand of that, you also have to be like, all right, I got the skill I got to sharpen. And that's where I think parenting is huge. Mm-hmm. Because how many times have you be, I'm pointing at you because you be in with your knee. But how many times you been in the doctor's office and or in our jobs, the parents be bulldozing, bro.
That's right.
Let your kid handle the adversity. They're gonna have to learn it at some point.
I mean, luckily for my job, I don't allow them.
Yeah, you don't allow them.
Parent to be in there, be like, look, shut up, I ain't talking to you, bro. I'm
They
talking to
be
your kid.
on, bro. I had a parent the other day talking about I will come up there and raise hell if I don't get a call back by 5. I say, have a verbal release. I'm not talking to you.
Because you can raise whatever hell you want.
No,
that ain't gonna happen with me.
That's not what I said. But my point is that that's the standard they take, and then they recognize that, or then they say something like, well, why is my kid not doing this? Or a kid gets on TikTok and is like, I just got to college and I don't know how to do laundry. It's like, come on, yo. Parents, what are we doing?
Yeah.
That's a heavy conversation. Another episode once again.
But technology,
But
just people getting stuck. There's ways to get away from that. There's balance in everything, right?
Yeah.
The pendulum just swung a little too far, in my opinion.
Yeah, and as much as crap as we give technology, there's
nothing
safeguards.
greater.
There's safeguards.
Yeah.
No, the Apple has the family time, right, where you can turn on family time and have shut off time and all this other stuff. It's just how effective can
I
you?
would be quiet.
No, I
You
know.
say Apple like Android and Google don't do
like
it.
Yeah,
Everything
we just
we
don't.
saw so
Yeah,
weird.
no, I know they exist.
Come on, y'all gotta stop with
I
the
know
Android
they
slander.
exist. We just don't address them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know they're over there.
It's
It's cute. It's cute.
Again, guys, I'm not quite. I'm a black and white guy. I'm serious.
Let's
Stuckies.
go.
I'm
Go
the
ahead.
black and white
That's
guy. I
right.
don't.
That's right.
At the end of the day, just sometimes you want to keep your opinions to yourself. That's it. It
Yeah,
ain't.
yeah.
'Cause I'm the black or white guy. You already know my answer. At the end of the day, back in the day when they didn't have a phone, then what?
Back in the day.
I'm serious. Like
What he
Yeah,
say?
yeah,
What he
yeah,
say?
yeah.
Anymore.
What he
No,
say?
seriously.
What was it in
Seriously.
the wire
No,
when
he's
he
right.
said the thing about the old days? Is,
You see what I'm
No, he's
saying?
being
that was
honest.
the old days.
No, he's being honest.
So to Jeremy's point, he said is a major factor. I mean, it's just a factor. Like, what are we considering
Right.
major?
No, I would.
Like, so
I would
again-
put major on it for sure.
No. Well, the reason why I say that is because I have a daughter. Now I'm gonna say this. I guarantee she types faster than anybody in here.
I bet.
You think?
Because 100%.
I'm about to say,
I
Without
can go.
even
challenge
I can
accepted.
go. Let's go.
But
Bring
no,
it right here.
no, and no, but seriously though, and the reason why I say that is because she's on that iPad doing her. Matter of fact, I'll give you a perfect example. Because of the structure, and we're not getting that deep, but because of the structure of technology and this major factor that we complain about, that really saved us during quarantine and COVID.
That's true. That's
So
true.
again, it's like I always say this: it's like through the bad is always good.
Oh, 100%.
So
Yeah, you
that
gotta find
to
that
me,
balance.
like questions like that, that's why I say, I just stated myself because everything to me is black and white. At the end of the day, of course, it's a major factor. But what about when they didn't have a cell phone or
That's true.
telephone?
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a major factor then, not having that communication.
And
so
the other side
just
is-
charge it to the game.
Yeah,
Well,
that's,
you know
that's,
what I
that's
mean?
one of
Like,
those where it's like
you just got to
you
charge
just
it to
have
the
to
game.
find the balance once
just-
again.
you have
like,
to find the balance.
Don't let your kid have the iPad as soon as they wake up and when they go to
Yeah.
sleep. These are obvious things. Don't be so intimidated by it. But if to Corey's point, if we don't interject that parenting, which that's what we do. That's why it's so comfortable for B Wood to say that because he's
But accountability. I'm like, for me getting older, bro, I'm just learning like accountability, bro.
that's exactly what I
Like
said.
accountability allows me to say that it is a major factor, but
Yeah. That's
Right.
a lot of other things are major factors as
100%.
well.
Oh, yeah,
So that's all it is. I'm not saying that it's not. It is a major factor to
Friends.
improve corner sport. It really is. So I'm not rebutting that. It's just charges to the game.
No, it's-
come on,
yeah,
guys.
It is
It's
what
the
it is.
life that
Also,
Right.
we're making a living on it.
Yeah. And we're not saying that that's not it. I'm just saying
yeah,
that's just my viewpoint on it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm
sure.
just a black
Yeah,
and white. Just
100%.
charge to
For
the game.
sure.
It's fine.
There's an aspect of this that we left out,
Yeah, fact.
which is that we're not thinking about some of the geriatrics who can't
Ooh.
or are
Touch 'em.
unwilling or are having a very hard time adjusting or they're struggling. They stuck when it comes to technology,
Yeah.
right? So we're
100%.
thinking about the young people. We came up with it, so we got to learn it.
Ooh, that's all.
And then the young people, that's all they know.
Yeah.
100%.
The older people,
Have no clue.
they have no clue.
Yeah. They don't
have
even
no
know where
clue.
to begin. They
How
don't
many
know
times
how to
did
But
mom
that's
call
just
me for
leverage.
that?
That's just leverage.
Yeah, I would even add like this is actually good, good way to segue to the end of you telling that crowd, give us one way that we can help the geriatrics, the old, the stuck, the struggle.
I know how.
Tell them how.
Go ahead.
It could be anybody. but
They can click in the link in the bio
Right
and
now.
then they can get stuck with us.
Yeah.
But no, anyway.
No,
yeah.
for real,
yeah,
they
straight
really
up.
can. The thing is, you never get unstuck from anything that you're doing if you're not utilizing the tools that
Bar.
are there.
That's a bar.
right?
continuing
If
education.
you're a youth football player and you're trying to get better, you got to play football. You got to keep playing, right?
100%.
So you got to
That's
keep doing the things.
get the reps.
For those who are out there, unfortunately, for the older folks, we live in a technology era. You gonna have to get over that.
Yeah.
You have to. It's we did too. There's stuff about technology we don't fuck with.
Yeah. And we still are learning.
Right.
Believe it or
I
not.
sometimes cannot. You know my Verizon story right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Verizon is trying to
Which,
charge
by the
me.
way, all the opinions on the show are
Yeah.
the-
Yes,
of
no.
the individual.
First off, I love Verizon. Let's get that out the way.
5G.
I've been a Verizon customer. I switched off one time. I'll never forget this. We went on Mom's family plan. We went to like Sprint or something like that. Nextel. or something.
I remember that.
Yeah, don't even say that word.
Listen. Verizon, I had never had a drop call ever. The first day I had Sprint, I dropped the call. I said, I'm getting off. I'm going right back to Verizon, bro. And guess what happened?
Hey, you sprint back.
Right back to Verizon, bro.
Straight up.
I love that. But my point is that this is the old part of me. I have Verizon Home 5G internet. It was fantastic. I lived in Dallas. It was like the greatest thing ever. Like it was like, this is how technology should be, right? This was like getting sliced bread. I was like, let me be a spokesperson. This is no cap.
Hey, run an
real
ad.
Then I moved, and unfortunately, they didn't service the area. So of course I'm on there like, hey, I love this product. If y'all can, work a way to find when are y'all getting my area online? They said it could be some years, but we're thinking about it. So I'm like, whatever, but it is what it is. I understand that. So I had to get a new internet service provider. Now they told me the only way I can get rid of the equipment is that they have to send me a box. They have to put the box in and ship it back to them, right? Mm-hmm. I said, send it to the new address. This was back in July. It's October now. Why 2 weekends ago, they hit me with the bill after I have already 2-3 times. One time I went to the store. Hey, I'm trying to turn this in. No, you can't turn it in here. They got to send the box. But we can call for you or whatever. I've been calling them. They keep saying they send in a box. We're so sorry, but you do have to do it this way. Now my bill $300 more for equipment that I'm trying to send y'all. This is what I mean by sometimes technology can be stupid. Why can't the things have changed. We're in a new era. Mm-hmm. It's a brick and mortar down the street, less than a mile. Why can't I just pull up and drop it off, bro?
Man.
But that's how the older people feel about some of the stuff we doing.
100%.
Why you can't just write it on the paper? Why you got to text it? Why you got to send an email? Why you got to print it out? So my point is that as frustrated as I am, guess what happened? I sent that box off and they're going to take it off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You got to do it. You have to, we live in an era. It's just the way it is. There are free classes at libraries.
100%.
You can go to public libraries, get you a public card. There are free classes that will teach you.
Please don't be offended by any of these lines, by the way, for those who are listening. Like, we're not saying that we don't want to spend the time helping you. We're saying I'd rather show you how to fish. That's all.
That's it.
We're saying.
Yeah. We want you to have the drive to do it yourself for a couple of reasons. One is that if I show you how to do it, or if I just do it for you, you'll never learn how to do it. Yeah. If you go to the class and you're doing it constantly, you're going to learn how to do it, and you're going to start thinking how we think. They don't think the same way we think. We think we have the internet, we can look it up and figure out how to do it ourselves. Yep. They don't do that. So there's plenty of resources for you. You can reach out to us, hit the link in our bio, get in contact with me.
Click that link.
I can definitely point you to some resources to do that. But at the end of the day, the way you get unstuck, if you're older in an age of technology, is you got to use the technology.
100%. It's the only way.
That's it.
And keep in mind, we all, by the way, just so we all can be on the same page here, we all had to take classes.
Yep.
All
Webmastering.
of us, every single one of us.
What was
had
the
to go,
type? What was the type?
Typewriting.
Typewriting.
No,
one,
it was
two.
called the class. The
What
class.
was
No,
it?
I'm telling you,
Keyboarding.
BCIS.
Oh, BCIS.
Oh yeah,
BCIS.
That must have been
BCIS.
changed. That must have been something
BCIS.
different.
No. He's trying to
in
stunt.
elementary,
He
we
always
called
trying to
it-
act like he older than everybody.
Yeah,
He's
I know.
stunned. He got BCIS.
And
bro.
elementary,
really?
we had it at
Yeah,
keyboard.
you had BCIS.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
thought it was
BCIS.
called typewriting.
No,
1 and 2.
BCIS was like them Bailey days.
That boy
boy.
said
Oh,
typewriting.
I remember typewriting 1 and 2 on my. I still got it.
Well, maybe it might have been that because I remember when I was younger, it was keyboarding and then it was BCIS.
Oh, it was keyboard. It was keyboarding.
Keyboarding
It was
and then
keyboarding.
it
Yeah,
was
that's
BCIS.
fact.
BCIS was still there.
BCIS, business communication. What?
Information systems or something like that.
I remember that. I remember computer science, CSC, whatever the numbers are after that.
And quick, I want to say this to go on Corey's point, and I'm kind of like going against it. Honestly, it's our leverage. Y'all got stuff that y'all know that we don't. Some of it, most of y'all know how to write checks. Our generation, a lot of us don't know how to write checks.
We don't need
Well, I
them,
know
though.
we don't need checks. I'm just saying, like there's just some
There's
things
something
that
they
y'all
they have
have
a lot of
that
wisdom.
we don't.
Yeah,
The wisdom,
facts.
which
But
is
that's
wisdom.
that's the trade-off, right? And
Yeah.
that's why I want to get people,
Yeah,
older people, to recognize about younger people and younger people to recognize about
100%.
older people. Is that wisdom does not have age attached to it.
yeah.
There are some 18-year-olds, 15-year-olds that are very wise in the things that they do, and there are some 80-year-olds who are very wise.
That's a good point.
And there's a
That's
lot
a
of
good point.
fools and idiots in between.
That's a good point.
So while they may, hey, I know how to, this is what old people love to say, these kids don't know how to write a check. Well, we got direct deposit.
100%.
We never. We got auto pay.
I know.
We
I
don't
know.
need
I know how to create a username and password.
Right.
I know businesses
And not
still
forget
take
it.
checks.
Yeah,
Though.
And not forget it.
Yeah.
Right. I know
I know how
what-
to set up auto pay.
I know what Face ID is. My point is that there's wisdom in both. There's a method to writing a check.
Yeah.
You know what writing a check really is to me? That it symbolizes. I understand how to balance things out.
100%.
Manually.
Right. Manually.
Yeah.
To work through something with my hands. There's the wisdom. There's the tactile thing. For the child to say, I know how to automate that, is the tactile thing.
Yeah,
That's also a thing. That's right.
And that's
So-
what it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
That's
That's
life.
how it's supposed to
Let's
be.
do this dance. Let's
That's
do
the
this dance.
mesh.
That's right.
That's the mesh. We can also meet in the middle. You teach me your tactile thing, and I'll teach you my automation.
100%.
You said meet in the middle.
That's me in the
Me
middle.
in the middle.
You know what I'm saying?
What-
Because we
what-
no
he
longer
meant to say
stuck. Because we no longer stuck in the middle.
What a perfect segue.
Yeah, let's wrap it up and get up out of here, man. For sure, for sure.
I mean, we talked about a lot today, though. We talked about a lot. Thank y'all for joining us on the first episode.
Click that link, baby. You know
Drop
what to
that
do.
link.
Stucky.
We hear
Stucky
every
dog.
week.
Every week,
Every
it's
week.
up and it's
Every
stuck.
week.
Every week, we up and it's stuck.
Like and subscribe. Please leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts.
Yeah.
If you're listening on iHeart, whatever it is, the reviews help push us, and the ratings help push us up the charts. So if you can do that, that's the very least follow us on all. What'd you say?
+1 on all
Plus
the
one on
plats,
all
baby.
plats,
You
you
know
know
the
what I'm
vibes.
Yeah,
You know the
plus one,
vibe.
baby.
And submit your stories if you want to be featured on these shows. So
Hit the link. Hit the link. Hit the link.
click the link in the bio.
Link in
We're
bio.
gonna help you get unstuck. So Stucky.
Shout out to all the Sams. man.
Stucky
Shout out to
dog.
Sara.
Shout out.
Shout out to all the Sims, man. If it's up,
Then it's stuck.
We gone.